Just do it is the slogan of Nike, and I believe they were right with their slogan. Hi, my name is Anton Bennink, and this is the Freedom Lifestyle Podcast. I create this to help people create more freedom in their life, improve the quality of their health, their happiness, their wealth, improve the quality of their lives. And today I want to have a chat about Nike's slogan. Their slogan says, just do it. And I remember several years ago, we were in London for the Notting Hill Carnival. And the Notting Hill Carnival, we were in the metro, and in the metro in London, people are not used to speak with each other. But hey, my lady is South African and I'm Dutch, so we're not like the average person in London. And we started to speak with people. And we met this somewhat fascinating couple, somewhat older. A dude, he was probably in his 60s, maybe approaching his 70s. And we had a drink with them. And he was partying for that age. And it was so fascinating to see the way that he took life to the fullest. And the way that he took life to the fullest, I asked him, how is it that you are somewhat older and like you truly go for it? You want to experience it all. He said, well, Anton, not so long ago, I had the blood clot and I almost died. And I basically believe that I got a second lease on life and that I have to get everything out of it that's in it. And ever since he took 4 letters, JFDI, just effing do it. And effing, you know what that word is for. And that was a 60-something-year-old that truly took the quote, the slogan from Nike, amplified it a little bit with enthusiasm and some strong words, or a strong word, and he said, just effing do it. And it didn't matter about, well, maybe not so good, having that extra beer, or going to that festival, or eating that food, and I'm not saying everything is healthy or everything is good, but he lived life to the fullest. And if he is still alive, I'm sure he's still doing that today. And I believe for you and I, that is a great way to looking at things. Because let's say we don't just even do it. What happens then? And I recall this from a survey that I heard about in like this personal development program. I don't know which one it was anymore, but this survey was to people who were basically at the last stage of their life in care homes or old age homes, and they got the question. One of the questions out of this survey was, what do you regret doing the most? And basically all came back with not things that they regretted doing, but things that they regret they didn't do. So for you and for me, we should ask ourselves the question before making a decision. Would I regret having tried this or having done this, or would I regret when I'm at the end of my life not having done this? I recall like from Alfred Nobel, I think his name was, he from the Nobel Prizes, and we know him for that now. But when he was living in Paris, I think, he got his newspaper, and in his newspaper, he read his own obituary. What happened? Well, they confused his name with the name of his brother. His brother had passed away. And what the obituary read was that he was basically called the Merchant of Death. And that was because he was the inventor of TNT, of dynamite, of that explosive. And because so many people had passed away by explosions going wrong in the mines, or like basically just people making bombs out of it, that is what his obituary read. And he said to himself, that is not how I want to be remembered. So he started to work on something else. He started to use his legacy to create the Nobel Prizes. And the Nobel Prizes are still the highest prizes in things like science and literacy and literature, sorry. And this is what he's remembered for now. He basically changed his legacy. It is for you and me, it is the question, what do we want to be remembered for? And then we gotta just do it. Just even do it. We gotta take out of life what's in it. Because in relative proportions, life is short. We only have one, at least in this physical experience. So what is it that you want out of life? What is it that you've been procrastinating on? That is what we've got to make a decision on today. And this decision making process is really simple when we get the hang of it. The discipline that follows, that can be the hard part. But the actual making a decision doesn't have to be so challenging. It is basically asking yourself, do I want it? Want is the only prerequisite to making a decision, is what Bob Proctor taught us. And when we ask ourselves, do we want it? And then we ask ourselves, or if the answer is yes to that, would I regret not having done this when just in the last stages of my life? And when you would like at the last stages of your life having regret not doing something, well, what does it really matter if you fail or if it takes somewhat longer? If you really want something, just make a decision and move forward. But you're maybe like, well, but I don't have the money, or I don't have this, or I don't have that to do it right now. No, you don't need all of that to make a decision. Everything when you say, yes, I want it, but everything that follows but is a circumstance. And a circumstance is allowed to create a detour from making a decision to getting that which our decision is based upon. But it can never prevent us from making a decision. Napoleon Hill taught us that circumstances, I made them. And you can make circumstances too, once you become proficient at decision making. And once you've made a decision, if you don't take action upon your decision within about a minute or two, you don't really deserve to win. Because achievement, decision, needs action to be able to turn into results. And then we need to be disciplined to keep doing the actions that we got to do over and over and over again. So every day from now on, when you think about something and you're like, I would really like that, I would really want it, that really would be a hell yeah to me, say to yourself, just even do it. Or you can even take the short version, as Daniel Walsh, that man in Notting Hill Carnival, would put it. He just said JFDI, JFDI, JFDI. And I know other people say it differently. They say, okay, do it now, do it now, do it now. But it all comes down to the same thing. If we don't take action, we don't deserve to win. As Winston Churchill put it during the Second World War in his speaking to the nation, deserve victory. JFDI. Just do it. Go for it, my friends. We've only got one life, just one. So why aren't we running like we are on fire towards our wildest goals and dreams? By the way, if you want my aid, in helping you identify and fulfill those deepest desires you've got. Download my free Ultimate Life and Business design template in the description below. And by the way, if you want more tips and tricks like this, just subscribe to my channel and I'll be going live, or I'll be sharing this every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Live with love and live with passion. Namaste.